Welcome to the Expo Street Podcast with Jay Binney. Today's episode, we're going to go over some questions again concerning squat speed and what to do with players with limited ankle mobility. So, anyway, here we go with another episode of the Expo Street Podcast with Jay Binney. First off, thank y'all for subscribing on YouTube and thank you for following along on social media. Got a lot of positive comments on the exercise demonstrations that we've posted on YouTube. And like I said, with ankle mobility, I'm gonna do a video tonight when I get to the gym about ankle mobility, how to help the athletes with some more ankle mobility, and what to do if they can't do quite a full squat. So we'll go over that. But anyway, let's get in with these questions. This comes from Sammy Sivak. If I'm saying your name wrong, text me, let me know. Iron Saints Athletic Systems. So, hey Jared, I appreciate all the information and insight that you share. With the strength ratios you speak about on the box squat moving at 0.6 meters per second, I was curious if the correlation is once the athlete can simply get a single rep within that set at that speed or multiple reps at that same speed. Thanks, Sammy. All right, Sammy, I brought some folders home so that I can kind of go over this. I kind of, if you can see this on YouTube or whatever, kind of messed up this guy's sticker because I was trying to see back. I think his first day when he was at the gym, he squatted 285 at a 0.61. And yesterday he squatted 315 at a 6.2. So he's only been coming for right at 1 month. So from January, let's see if I can scratch this off. So from January 15th to February 16th, we've gone from moving 285 at a 0.6 to moving 315 at a 0.6. Body weight has not changed. We're going to test 40s next week. So we're hoping for some positive outcomes. This guy's a high-level D1 football player, plays for Power 5 school here in Atlanta. But so his first time when he was started off, after I figured out where his 0.6 was with that 285, he moved 275. So the next workout we come in, he moved 275 at a 7.1. Then I jumped him up to 300 and it was only a 0.54. And then we came back down to 285 to get a little bit more volume in. And his highest was 0.65 for both sets of 285. And so that's a 15-pound drop, which is a 5% because he's in 300. So it's a 5% drop from that. And the next time he came in, I gave him a lighter day. We tested the 40 and tried to see how he was going to get that 285 in the 6 range to even higher. So I don't think his first day was like a 6.1, 6.2. I messed up the sticker, could not quite figure it out, but the next time in came in at 6.5, and I'm going to go over another folder explaining that. But yesterday, his sets were his first set, his fastest speed was a 5.7. Second set, his fastest speed was a 6. The third and fourth set, his second set was a 6.2. His third and fourth set was a 0.60. So, but then so we only got 3 6s in it, but the day before, we only got 3, that was 315. We got 315 at a 5.7, a 6.0, and a 6.0. So that 6.2 beat his last time. So we're always kind of trying to monitor and break these numbers. But on 2.7, he was moving 315 at a 5.3 and a 5.5. And then 2.9, 5.8, 6.2, 5.8, 5.6. So still not quite hitting 315, but 173. We dropped him back. That was 315. Then we dropped back down to 300. We got a 6.7, 7.0, 6.7, 6.3, 6.8. And remember, his first day at 300 over here was a 0.54. I know I'm all over the place, but what I'm just trying to figure, you have to go up, down, up. Sometimes, if you've heard me talk about in the other podcast episodes, we'll jump 5% to slow the bar down to create more strain, more stress. The slower the bar moves, the more stress we create, the more stress we create, the more strength we create. So you got to strain to gain. So if you're not straining sometimes, you're not going to get as much gains out of the strength as you can. But then we drop back down, try to hit weights at certain speeds. And the idea thing is, once we get a 6, maybe next set, let's try to get 2 6s in that set and progress that over time. But when I'm doing their 40-yard dash times, I'm looking back. I don't see where I wrote his down. But what I do is, so the fastest he's moved, let's see, 330. Nope, 5.5. He moved 330 at a 5.5. And 315, his fastest time is a 6.2. So you see over here at 300 on 124, then 214. A couple of weeks later, his 300 only moved at a 0.54. The other day at 214, Valentine's Day, he moved 330 at a 0.55. So that's 30 pounds up in his strength speed. So over time, we'll kind of wave up, down, and push the strength. That's why, like, I got kids come to the gym, they want to work on the power cleans, and these high school coaches around here, I guess is unanimous throughout the country, everybody's pushing these power cleans. Power cleans don't make you powerful. Power cleans do not make you powerful. They display the strength that you have. All right, we can make our vertical jump go up just by getting stronger in our squat, but we can get our jump to go up higher if we work on our squat and our jump at the same time. The jump moves too fast to create strength. Remember, to create more strength, you got to move the bar slower. You look at the force velocity curve, and you could dwell into some of that, but for some of you don't know, you have to strain the gain. And if the bar moves too fast, it does not create enough tension in the muscle in order to create that strength aspect. You can increase your rate of force development, but your rate of force development will be limited off your absolute strength. So if you don't continue to try to increase your absolute strength, your rate of force development will not progress forward. So if you power clean 225 and you want to get that higher and higher, it's not going to go up unless you press up your squat strength, your lower back strength. If you look at the Chinese lifters, some of the best lifters in the world, they are always working on specific aspects of the lift. They do a lot of back extensions, hyper extensions, whatever you want to call them. A lot of isometric back stuff. They work on parts of the high pull. They work on different aspects of the lift, creating strength in those different aspects. Then they put all that together into full clean. And that way now we can display that strength that we've gained from these different other exercises or these special strength exercises like you'd hear Louis say, puts it together for a power clean. But what I'm doing is I'm experimenting with some kids that I was trained in the Olympic lifts. That's how I learned when I was in high school. I was trained by Ben Green. He coached 2 Olympians, 2 national championship teams, put people in the Olympics. That's where I learned my Olympic lifting information from. So it's the people they're doing repetition, repeated effort method with a rate of force development exercise. If the two don't mesh, it's kind of like putting oil and water together. It makes no sense, but you got to do these. It's got to make you powerful. Got to make you powerful. No, you get stronger and you can display that power in that form of a power clean if you work on your power clean technique. A lot of times, the bar's too far away from the torso with these kids when they're doing a power clean. So, since these schools won't, some of these kids do it, and some of these kids actually want to come in. I don't do power cleans for everybody. I do have a couple of kids want to come in so that when they go back to school, they kick everybody's ass in the power clean, because I know more than most of the other people around here because I actually went to school for exercise science, human performance, and I've studied this stuff since I was 12 years old. And I like to get a result. I like to show that, hey, if we're training, we're going to produce X. We just don't come in and train, work out, burn calories. So hopefully we'll do that. Not getting off on too much of a rant, trying to keep these podcasts fairly short. Let me see if I can find this other kids folder that I was wanting to talk about. This kid right here, he was moving 280 at his fastest at a 0.50, which is not the 6s and stuff that you hear me talk about sometimes. I'm trying to turn that 5 into a 6. If it's a 7, I'm trying to turn that 7. I'm trying to use that 7 to work on a rate of force and then go up the next time. So 280 moved at a 0.5. The next time we came in, we dropped back down to 245. We was moving 7.4. He was getting 3s and 7s, 7.2. Let me see, 5.14, 5.17 next day. Then we bumped him back up to 265 the next time. 5.8, he got 4s into 5s. 5.8, 5.8, 5.9. Then the next time, we still stayed at 265. His fastest time was a 0.59, so a 5.19. He moved 265 at a 5.9, then 5.22. We moved 265 at a 0.66, a 0.62, and a 0.62. And then the next time in, we came in, we moved 265, 3 sets of 3, and a 15-pound or 5% jump. We moved up higher, so we went, that 265 was moving into 6.4, so we went from a basically a 5'9", a 6'2" to a 6'4", and that 280 at this time moved to .54, and he got 3s into 5s. And then after that point, he quit coming, so I have no extra detail to show you on that. If you hear my dog whining in the background, I'm sorry, I locked her out of my podcast room, and she's very needy. So, Sammy, when I test and I try to get the 40s at the end of each month, what I do on the back of their folders is I have them write down their body weight and how fast or the fastest thing they move 365 at. So, does this have a ratio? This one kid, he weighed 177, he moved 280 at a .65, and he ran a 4.89, which is about right for moving, where's the ratio at? 177, 280, 165, where's the ratio? Anyway, so he moved about 1.65 times his body weight, I believe that is, and that's what we were getting. So I had them right there. Their body weight was 177, squat 288 at .65, and he ran a 4.89 40-yard dash with a 37.9-inch vertical. And so I just basically look back. So this fastest this guy's moved 315, or his fastest, the first person that we went over. So I can look back at 214. He moved 315 at a 6.0, 5.7, 6.0. Before that he was moving 300. Before that was moving 315 sets of 3, which was a 5.8. And so the fastest time that I see from the last month of February was 315 at a .62. So then we'll take his body weight. I didn't bring my calculator up here with me. So we'll take his body weight. What's he weighing at? He weighs in at 190 pounds. So what I'll do, if I can pull up the calculator on my computer, is I'm going to take 315, divide 190. That's going to be 1.65 times his body weight. So hopefully we run a 4.8 40-yard dash this month, just based off that 1.65. So Sammy, again, hopefully I answered your question, and we'll get on some more with this. All right, this next question comes from Brian. Brian lives in Michigan. I would butcher his last name, A.M. Umstein. So sorry, Brian, about that, but he's actually come down from Michigan to visit the gym, and I appreciate that. All right, Jared, we just finished up our last cycle, a 255 box squat at .6. Body weight was 157, so 1.62 times his body weight. We've been slowly moving upward, currently at 29.2-inch vertical. Okay, Brian probably knows his vertical should be higher than that based off that squat speed, but based off the kid's height, you may need to be a little bit lower than a 12-inch box. I don't know, Brian, if you'll email me, see what size box you use. For him, as I remember, but he's probably got taller. I think y'all were down 2 years ago. I would probably drop the box height down to a 10-inch and still use that blue foam pad. Because I see him squatting. I think he's squatting without shoes. So let's adjust the box down, see what the fastest he can move that is. That way we can maybe kind of tighten these numbers up, like I talked about on the last podcast when some of the kids were shorter. I actually found some boxes that were 11 inches, and I dropped their box down to 1 inch, and their squats started getting better. Well, I wouldn't say their squat speeds got worse because of the depth of the height of the box change, but the 40-yard dash times got better. So I tell people all the time, I don't care what you squat. I care what you squat at this rate of speed. If this rate of speed is not working for you, what's the limiting factor? Once you get to about 1.75, 1.8 times your body weight, and if you got 10 other people that, if they're squatting 1.75 times their body weight and they're running a low 4.6, high 4.5, squatting more is not going to be the answer at that point. There's other limiting factors that's holding you back, so it's not worth continuing to squat. To push the numbers upward, it would be worth continuing to squat so that the numbers do not fall down. But so Brian, I would probably put his box at 10 inches with a blue foam pad, monitor his squat speeds, see if we can get 2 inches lower, see if we can still replicate that 1.62 times body weight. Also, by adjusting the box down to a lower height, it will also help stretch out his Achilles if he's not doing a wide stance squat. which will help over time get him to have more ankle flexibility or mobility or whatever you want to call it. So this athlete has an extreme lack of ankle flexibility. Yep. So the jumps are almost all back and hips, which that's good, Brian. It's not bad, but we need to get some force production going in through the ankle because that can stem up and create SI joint issues. My other kids seem to be making fairly linear progress. It's time to lessen the squat reps. Is it time to lessen the squat reps and sets and look for other means for him? It's winter in Michigan, so we've not been able to test our 40s yet. Have you had any athletes similar situations in the past? Yeah, they were kind of short. I don't know how tall Avery is. So I would, like I said, I would just probably drop the box down 10 inches, see where our relative squat speeds are, and see if the vertical jumps change from there. So yeah, I've had athletes with issues like that. I dropped them down 11 inches. We went from a 5 flat to a 4.9, 4.8. But hopefully later on today, I'll do a YouTube video exercise demonstration how we use the bob from Westside Barbell to help our ankle mobility. We don't use the bob as is intended from Westside. I can show you how how they have demonstrated how to use it, but I'm gonna show you how we use it at the gym to help people that can't quite sink into a full squat yet and go from there. So Brian, let's just drop his box down. Email me, tell me what his squat speed numbers are at that with the body weight, see what his relative squat numbers are, and we'll go from there. But that's the first direction I would take is before you change and get off squatting, because he's still fairly young. If you wanted to get to 1.8 times body weight, that should be a guaranteed 4 or 5 40-yard dash. But we got to get the, like I had some kids that drove me nuts, and I looked at them. They put, I have all my boxes taped at 12 inches, and they put a Eleiko green 10 kilogram weight, which is probably about 1 inch thick, maybe 1.25 inches, up under the blue pad. They were trying to get better squat numbers. Well, those better squat speed numbers were not correlating to 40-yard dash times. And I told them, like in the past, I had a kid that we got from a 5.2 to a 4.8 40-yard dash on a 12-inch box with a blue foam pad. And what we did, or what he did, because he wanted to squat more weight, I think no one wants to look weak, no one wants to be weak. Everybody wants to be the guy in the gym moving the most weight. Everybody wants to be that guy or girl, what have you, in the gym moving the most weight so everybody looks at you, so you can hopefully be an example. But we went from a 12-inch box to a 13-inch box to 40-yard dash. We went from a 4.8 to a 4.9, next month to a 5 flat. We dropped the box back down to normal 12-inch height and got faster. Although he was not moving as much weight at the same speed, he was, I think he had a guy moving 300. The one that went from a 12-inch box to an 11-inch box, I think we went from moving 300 at a 5 to maybe moving 275 at a 5. But Jared, that sucks. No, it don't. You know what sucks is your 40 not changing. You know, we squat, when we box squat to make our 40s change. If you want to squat more weight, I guess it's not really important, because if it's not making your 40-yard dash change, it's not making your athletic numbers change, if it's not making your vertical jump numbers change, what's the point in squatting that heavier load? Why especially when we're box squatting, we got a bar that's solid surface at the top of the spine, and we got a hard box at the bottom. Why squat more weight and put heavier spinal compression on you if that's not making your 40-yard dash change? I know everybody wants to see some super strong freaks, but you know what? They need to show their freakish display on the field and not necessarily always in the gym. And I think people get over concerned with how much weight they're doing. Well, it's how much weight you can move at a certain rate of speed. Let's find out what the limiting factors are so that we can take that weight and that speed and correlate it to your 40-yard dash time so that you're getting faster. And I told someone this, I may have said this on the podcast before, I don't teach, I can, but I don't spend too much time teaching the athletes how to stand up. If they're getting ready for the NFL Combine, if they're getting ready for the NFL Pro Day, if they're getting ready to go to a camp in college, yes, I will show them, we'll start cleaning up our 40-yard dash time. But that's the only time. You know, all these kids want to go through speed training and they want to do this style of training and they want to do this. But if I try to make them faster at running the 40-yard dash, not better at the 40-yard dash. So if I can get a kid to go from a 5.2 to a 4.8 without showing them anything, now let's get ready to go to camp. Let's clean up how we position ourselves in the start stance of the 40. Let's start working on the technique. What I'm trying to show them is if they can increase their power, their squat, they increase their force production into the ground, they'll run faster by not even having any running drills. And not only are they going to be faster, they're also going to be more bulletproof because they can handle force and absorb force a lot better once they're stronger. You know, if strength wasn't so important, steroids wouldn't be banned. Why ban steroids? They make you more powerful. Strength's very important, and if you read some speed training books, one thing it's going to say is you got to be stronger. I'll do a post on social media today about kids in training and to make them strong, to make them run faster and jump higher and more agile. Just get them stronger. It says that in the National Strength Conditioning Association book. And sometimes they're not always right about stuff either, but they are about that. So anyway, hopefully I covered your questions. I got some questions tomorrow. I got an email from Justin, and then I got another email from Ryan, and I'm going to cover those tomorrow. And hopefully, guys, you're listening. I'll get to your questions tomorrow, and we'll hammer out some more explosive mechanics numbers, explosive mechanics result stuff. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Email me and subscribe to us on YouTube. Let's get that YouTube channel growing. Put some more exercise on there. Twitter at Explosive ABC. I don't really check that much. Instagram, Explosive Mechanics. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.